These are a bit hazy, but just give me a rundown of what you guys remember. Does any...
She was part of the Pixie Patrol?
Does anybody remember her name?
Oh shoot, what was her name?
It was Summer.
Summer.
Anybody remember the name of her young filly?
Had a boy's name.
It's all right. Keep going.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Okay.
She dropped her bag. We rummaged through her stuff a little bit and noticed that when we would take the seals off to try to read one of the letters, they would crumble into dust. So being useless to us, we met back up with her and kind of gave them back. She told us to go to the town that I think we currently are at, and on the way we got attacked by a bunch of, like, rotten mushroom monsters that have spores on them.
Okay.
The seals on her missives were of a face with the mouth covered, like a mask.
Right.
And we also ran into a whole bunch of statues of soldiers who appeared to have been in battle that also had masks on their faces.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, when she spoke of some city we'd never heard of, when we told her we were relic hunters, and she had some idea about what that meant that didn't apply to us.
Spira, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Spira.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So the horse's name is Nathan. You guys had the option of going to one of three villages. It was Creekside, Red Shore, or Treetop. You guys were fortune told to go to Red Shore. And then that's where you ran into Summer again. And she told you to just keep going and you'd run into it. You guys made it to Red Shore right at the very end of the session. And that's where we ended a few weeks ago. You had just gone into the village. You had met with the village's chief, I believe. If you hadn't met with the chief, you met with somebody, and they had welcomed you to the village and said that they had word that there were more of you initially.
Yeah, one of our party members died.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys are. Let's just say that you had met with the chief, because I don't remember if that's where we stopped or not. But if you had or hadn't, you are now in the home of Chief Kama of Red Shore Village. He's welcomed you to his abode and wants to know a little bit more about who you are and what brought you to the village.
Hey,
So how was the league game?
it was a good game.
You're 30 minutes late, man.
I apologize.
It's not an issue of my time, it's an issue of everybody's time here. So I need you to, if you make a commitment to be here on time and you're not going to be, we need to know.
Sure. I understand.
All right. So we just finished recapping from last session. The group is now meeting with Chief Kama of Red Shore, and he has just asked to know a little bit more about you guys and what you're doing here and how you found yourselves in his village.
I forgot that we lost our face.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Wow.
We're travelers from a far off land. We really don't recognize anything from around here.
Mm-hmm.
We were very much lost.
A powerful wizard sort of stranded us.
Do you know his name? Powerful wizards are rare anymore. It's possible that word of him would have traveled across, great distance.
Will
Have you heard?
of Wheaton.
William of Wheaton. I can't say I've heard the name. It's possible that he's gone by other names. Powerful wizards, of course, typically not wanting to be chased after for their ability. Where did you say you're from originally?
We are from Everdon? Is that the name of our town?
I don't know. Is it?
Is it
Hey, I couldn't
Canyon?
remember last time either.
There was
Somebody should be
Everdon,
keeping
was
notes, especially with the amount of time we
Clarestone.
have between sessions. So, town of Everdon.
Ah, I
That's where
got
you
it.
guys- That's where you guys started, and that reports to that's one of a group of towns that goes back to a core city. That city was Glitterstone. So, all right. So you guys let him know you were from Everdon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So he looks just as puzzled as he was when he said William of Wheaton, and he's like, "Well, I can't say I've heard of it, but we've been bereft of news of the greater world for, well, many generations now. Ever since we lost contact with Spira, it's mostly just been us for ourselves, and that was well before I was born, and before my father was born, before his father was." So Chief Kama, for anybody who's wondering or curious, is some sort of human hybrid. He's definitely got human blood, and what else he is, you aren't entirely sure. He's an elder fellow, like maybe his upper 50s, walks with a stooped back, has pointed ears, but his teeth are almost on the orcish side. So maybe he's just some sort of mongrel or mutt. You aren't really positive. So when he says generations upon generations, you're not really sure what his lifespan might be like. So
I
just
see.
keep that in mind. So obviously you guys come from far away. You're capable enough to live through the forest to make your way here. We hear tale through the patrollers in the forest that you were capable enough to fend yourselves from a veg pygmy infestation, which we have been dealing with for some time. Of course, we run the risk of burning our own village out burning our own village down whenever we attempt to burn out the fungal infestation ourselves. So we can only really keep it at bay via salt and the occasional burning. So, what purpose or what drives you here in Red Shore, within the lands of Spira?
Survival, basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
We encountered some
Hostile forces.
some hostile spirits that made us very on edge about how we were gonna keep living.
Mm-hmm.
And not all of us made it here, so it was just by the skin of our teeth that we made it.
We offer our condolences for the loss of your companion. We trust that the body was disposed of, as you may have discovered by now that those slain by the veg pygmy infestation tend to return as such. It is a tragedy that has befallen many members of our village and our neighboring villages. As somewhat capable travelers yourselves, those looking for survival, we thought, or perhaps the thought in the village is that you might be able to do something for us, and thus we could help you along your way. Are you familiar with core ward and city ward? As I'm sure you must be hailing from, a city and township.
Should we make a check to see if any of us know what that is?
You all know core wards are
Yeah,
what
that's-
protect towns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like your whole
Yeah.
job as factors is going and getting relics, which can be used as batteries to power these wards and stuff.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
So yes, we're very familiar with the wards.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, and perhaps fortunately, as it hasn't failed yet, the core ward of Red Shore is failing. Unfortunately, being no longer supported by a township or city, we have been forced to maintain our own wards since before my father's father, and we rely on a wilder by the name of Grills. who typically is the one who handles these kind of things for our village, for Creekside, and for Treetop. And we haven't heard from him in some time, and we are loath to send out any more pixies or sons in pursuit of him, as the last few we sent did not return. We're coming up on a new moon, which is when the forest is at its most dangerous, but we would like to know if you would be willing to seek out this Grills. And in return, Grills is a capable spellcaster on his own and may be able to bring your fallen compatriot, back.
From the dead?
Yes.
From the we burned his body dead?
Yes.
He was compromised to a permanent end.
Guys, we should do it. You suddenly hear in your heads.
So, if you would do this favor for us and deliver a missive from us and collect the missives that he must surely be carrying from Creekside and Treetop, we would be eternally in your favor. As well, we may be able to point you in the direction of home if that is something that you were so inclined to find.
Sounds good to me. Oh, better deal.
Well, I mean, I don't think any of us have any clever ideas about how else we would find our way back.
I have no clever ideas.
I simply nod.
It would mean a great deal to those of us here at the village of Redshore, and even should you not wish to return home immediately, as I'm sure capable survivors such as yourselves are aware, lands like ours are rife with artifacts to be found, especially with fewer and fewer artifact hunters surviving and being around. So there are riches to be found in our forest, in our side of the world. But for the most part, this is of critical import to us. Should the ward fail, then our village would surely fall, and without our village, then it leaves the two others on their own entirely. We haven't heard from anybody that was connected to Spira for years, decades.
Oof. Can we
Is
have
this-
like a little side conversation?
Absolutely.
Like the group for a second
The city of Redshore, or the village of Redshore has prepared bedding for you. We've prepared. You are welcome to stay as long as you need, so long as you're willing to pull your weight within the village. And take the time that you need to take. So a couple of villagers will escort you to what is essentially a decently sized little home, which it looks like a tavern or an inn, but is completely unoccupied. And several beds have been prepared. When you arrive, there is fresh bread and what looks like some sort of weird cheese, but it smells edible, so it's up to you guys.
I start eating the cheese.
Mm-hmm. It's a little tart, but otherwise it's cheese.
Yeah. I'm perfectly fine helping these people. I don't really have anything to talk about it.
I would like to help them. I would rather not have them fall to the same fate as our lost compatriot because their ward fails.
We're not exactly ones to freeload either.
No, certainly not.
And we're nowhere. We have no idea how we would get back to our real mission, so...
One thing
It
I'm a little
seems
bit
like the
concerned
best
about,
move.
though, is if this Grills person can bring people back from the burned their body dead, like, why isn't he doing that for villagers just, like, all the time?
Well, we'll have to ask him when we meet him.
Fair enough.
So is that an agreement to go ahead with everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, so what do you guys want to do from here? You want to take a rest, talk to the chief in the morning? You want to go talk to the chief immediately?
I think we should rest and then do it.
I think we should take
Sure.
take the night.
Okay. So you guys spend the night. You're completely uninterrupted. It is eerily quiet in the village, as it is anywhere that is warded. Like almost insects seem driven to stay away from warded villages. Whoever originally wrote the wards was quite capable. Unfortunately, with them failing, you may get occasionally bitten by a mosquito or a gnat here or there. Morning comes, and a few soft raps at the door may awaken some of you. If you don't wake up, somebody's going to poke their head in and come nudge you with a foot and let you know that the chief is waiting.
Okay. It's wake up time. Is anybody else awake?
So
I stand up head first.
like you do a
Is that
headstand.
a normal
Crash my head onto the ground,
Uh-huh.
loud crack, and then hands on the ground, and then flip myself over.
Okay. some Jackie Chan bullshit. I got it.
No, very slowly.
Mm.
Seems awkward and painful.
Slow motion Jackie Chan bullshit. Got it. All right, so you guys are escorted back to Chief Kama's residence. He is prepared like a nice. I don't want to say mimosa, but they're basically mimosas. It's some sort of fermented fruit drink. It's nice and tart and springy. He welcomes you to his abode and says, "Well, I hope that you've reached a decision that is amicable to the village, and whatever decision that may be, we will do our best to assist you."
We accept and would like to help the village and to meet Grills, and hopefully he can help out us as well.
He smiles broadly and claps his hands together and says, "Excellent, excellent. We would like to get you underway as quickly as possible. Grills is a ward keeper. He is what is known as a wilder. This is something that is important, as you should know that he does not stay in villages. Even when he meets with us, we must report to him outside of the safety of the wards. He travels in a small group of companions or apprentices of his own, so should you find him, do not be alarmed when he is with others. We will be sending you an escort of 2 silent sons and a pixie, just as a means of, a show of good faith and as a means of assisting you in getting through some of the denser parts of the forest. You should find that their abilities are most helpful when times are dire." As he finishes that sentence, a couple of young boys come in, and I mean, like, under 13. They have gray masks over their nose and covering their mouth. And a young pixie comes to the door that looks very familiar to you. It is none other than Summer. So she bows and points to her 2 companions and says, "This is Adam and this is Alan. I've been told that we get to accompany you. Bactors not from Spira."
Good old family reunion.
See you, Summer. Before we leave, I just wanted to ask about what sort of monsters and trouble we should be prepared to look out for, since we're very unfamiliar with this land. If there's anything in
Like
particular.
ghosts.
Except those. I don't need to know about those.
In this particular side of the world, we encounter everything and anything that is out there to kill you. Something that the village of Redshore has dealt with for a long time are gorgons and other beasts that can turn you to stone. As such, we actually have a basilisk pit here, and can provide you with a vial of basilisk blood. Of course, unfortunately, we can't just give it away for free. It is precious to us. So, if that is something that you would like to take, we would need some form of compensation from you.
Does anybody know how to use basilisk blood for anything?
No.
Nope.
Oh, it's quite simple. It's just a distilled alchemical recipe. You mix the basilisk blood with something. I'll pull it up. And then you literally pour that on the creature turned to stone, and it will cure them of their petrification.
Oh, Oh, creatures turn to stone, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Might be valuable.
Sounds valuable, since we saw people who were probably turned to stone.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, if petrification must be cured within 24 hours, otherwise it is.
How much would it cost for a vial of basilisk
We
blood?
don't deal in coin here. We don't have a greater city ship where we can make use of it. So,
So
what
what
can
would
you
it
offer?
cost?
what can you offer?
Madame Beldam can predict the future.
A useful talent, to be sure. Though I'm not quite positive that it would be an equal trade. Otherwise, I mean, you can be on your way. You don't have to take it with you.
Unfortunately, a life of self-reflection and wandering does not lend oneself to owning frivolous and valuable trinkets.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Well, I guess
Unless
we'll
they
be
want
on our
this
way.
rope.
Yo, you want some rope? It's pretty much the best thing I have.
Shit,
Ever
didn't
seen-
the body we torch have the really good rope?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, damn it!
So, everybody should have some form of small relic in some way or another.
Oh, heck no, I'm not getting rid of that. I need that.
I know you need it.
Hint. Hint.
Just as an offering up of something you might have that they might want. Unfortunately, rope's not going to do it. So, that being said, they will go ahead and escort you towards the edge of the village. The two Silent Sons appear to be unarmed, but maybe they have like a small dagger, but are mostly just wearing muted colors, like riding leathers, or hunting leathers, that kind of thing. Summer, however, is wearing her, standard pixie gear. She's got that big billowy cloak, and she rides Nathan. And says she's ready to go if you are. Her happy, chipper, cheerful self.
Can I assume at some point I bought some rations while here?
Sure. I mean, they'll provide you with rations. They'll give you like a week's worth of rations.
Okay, cool.
Okay. It's a good question.
Otherwise, yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Well, if everybody's good, then
Yep.
Adam, one of the Silent Sons, pulls out a small vial and hands it out to whoever is standing in the lead. Who is that?
That'd be me.
Okay. So you're handed a small vial. It is just a small corked piece of glass, and if you take a closer look at it, it looks like it's filled with ash.
All right.
And
What is it?
he just looks at you. And then he looks at Summer, and she's like, "Oh, that's your friend."
You collected him?
Well, girls need something to bring somebody back.
Wonder if it'll bring that
Can I,
rope back too.
Can I take it and toss it into the woods?
Don't do that!
I mean,
I put it in my bag.
okay. All right. As you're prepping to leave, however, a hulking monstrosity of a man approaches. He too wears some sort of faded gray, tattered like Silent Sons bandana over his face, but his is it's old and faded. And Summer seems to give him like a weary glance, like she's not entirely sure of him. However, she, like Nathan whinnies nervously and kind of steps in place, and she's like, "Ah, I see that Zand is joining us." Before anybody can really ask any questions, she says, "Zand is a warden of the three villages. and it appears that he has taken it upon himself to be joining us in our search for grills. Zand, she says politely, did not pass his Silent Sun's ritual, and, well, not everybody is meant to be a silent. Let's just put it that way. So, with that being said, you're being joined by this beast of a man named Zand. He carries many, many javelins and axes in various places across his body. And I mean like a monster. He's like 6'8", 260.
Honestly, I feel better about having this guy along than these,
The children.
yeah.
So Zand
No
is, well, I mean, I suppose Lizard's going to be playing Zand. So if you'd like to give a little bit of a description of who you are and what you are, you can feel free to do so now.
I'm a big hulk of a dude. I don't have much more, I don't, I mean, yeah, that's a pretty good explanation of it, what you said.
So I'll read the bio. Zand is a failed Silent Sun. He is a Warden Protector of Redshore. His anger at being deemed a failure of the ancient rituals is what gives him strength. So he tends to enter a rage when he fights. He's rather stoic for reasons that you may discover whenever he attempts to speak. But he mostly just paces the boundaries of Redshore or Treetop or Creekside to wherever he happens to be at the time. Just walks it all day long. Dude never skips leg day. Dude never skips any day, really. Just walking muscle. So with that in mind, it looks like you are getting a tag along. Though the chief didn't mention it, nobody mentioned it, and even Summer seems a little bit surprised, but is acquiescing and just allowing it to happen. Though you aren't entirely sure she's doing that out of fear of saying no because of what he is, or because she begrudgingly is happy to have him along. Anyway, with that being said, you can all sit out.
I hit my head this morning. So what was the name of the guy we're looking for again?
Grills.
Grills.
Mm-hmm. A wilder, somebody that doesn't spend any time under the protection of wards, or technically they're not in service to any village, town, or city. However, it appears that Grills has made some sort of agreement with the 3 villages because he is their ward keeper. So,
Yes.
there's that.
Okay.
So, Summer will let you know that on the way to the last known location of where they were supposed to meet Grills, you'll be passing through the Death Singer's domain. The Death Singer is a little bit of an oddity, and as such, she asks that everybody be on their guard as you pass through.
Oh, I've got a good feeling about this person. So cheerful.
Wait, what person?
The Death Singer?
Oh, that guy, yeah.
With a name like that, you know she's just a barrel of laughs.
I mean, you can ask questions.
Oh, look, there's a new cart.
Great.
But yeah, so, I mean, is everybody just fine? We're just moving along?
So,
Don't have
Summer,
much of a
why do they
choice.
call her the Death Singer there?
Well, the Death Singer is an entity that has been alive longer than the villages have been here. Put simply, the Death Singer sings to the dead and keeps them at rest.
Okay, that's less scary.
That's
than
way
it
less
could've been.
scary.
Yeah.
Something that you should know is that the Death Singer is not fully aware of what they are. So, should we encounter him, please do not mention the lack of skin.
Oh. Okay.
All right. So you're a good couple of hours into your journey. Everybody's on foot except for Summer, who is always on Nathan. And she just hums the whole time, just like senseless tunes about nothing. Both of the Silent Sons trail like silently behind Nathan and don't really ever look at anybody. Along the path itself, it's pretty well laid out. The path that you lead out of Red Shore is much the same as the one you came in. However, it looks like in the days since you arrived, they have burned out more of the fungal infestation, and there's none of that like red rusty dust sitting around that was there whenever you came in. So thankfully, nobody runs into anything there. However, as you enter what Summer deems the boundaries of the domain of the Death Singer, things are still in the air. You hear birds and insects, and the hairs on the back of your neck might begin to stand up as everybody in the area is aware of an almost unnatural, like magical energy just around you. Summer's humming even stopped for a few minutes as the police come to arrest Homer.
Sorry.
No, you're good. So, does everybody have their tokens?
What do you mean?
Nope.
Do I have to put your tokens out? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
so.
I think we can. So
Can we?
Yep.
Hey, there we go.
by the way, that's what my character looks
There
like.
you go.
Does everybody else have access to theirs, or just those two?
You just go to the character tab and then drag your name onto the screen,
Here, drag your.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
and then just drop it.
I see a couple of no tokens.
Yeah,
Who are
mine
they?
wasn't assigned.
Yeah, mine isn't either.
All right. Paul. And
I'm guessing we're starting on the west side from the path.
yes, I'll put you guys over. Oh, why did two of those? All right, you can control
Shadow.
that, right, guys?
I
You can
cannot.
control your.
I cannot.
I can control mine.
Yeah, I set your guys up so that you had your tokens. So it looks like Paul and Homer do not. Theirs set up. Just let's go ahead and get that done now, so we don't have to fuss with it each time. That's under. Settings. Now, how do you do that? I don't even remember.
If you assign the picture,
Oh, default token. There.
Yeah.
There. And then egg.
does
Nope, wrong token. Yeah.
Summer and the Silent Suns get pictures?
Yes, I'm gonna put them up in a sec.
Okay,
I just wanted to get all this done first.
I understand.
What do you mean, not found? I did all this yesterday. Please. I hate Roll20 sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's
Yeah, that's when you don't roll a high number.
Yeah.
and no, I didn't save the boys. Let me pull one up. That's terrible.
That was a rough first period.
What's the score?
Nashville's up by 2.
Ah, good.
I mean, not good.
I want Nashville to win.
You jerk.
Alright, my library upload. Alright, So as you enter this particular area of the Death Singer's domain, so this is probably a good 45 minutes to an hour in, Summer seems a little bit uneasy, and there we go. Nice little white backgrounds.
So cute.
You're so tiny.
She's just, yeah, it's great. I mean, they are like 6 and 8, maybe.
Sure.
So Summer seems a little bit uneasy, and she's like, "The Death Singer is missing.
Uh-oh.
This is where he should be at this time, and I haven't heard a single note of song since we entered the domain.
I mean,
So please be on your guard as we pass through."
just gonna take out my warhammer.
Okay.
Ooh.
Why
this
the
is a good
Warhammer?
idea.
This is like the opposite of what your character should have. He throws things. The Warhammer is there for when you can't throw.
Alright, I take out the hand axe.
There you go.
Can I
That's
go
why
ahead
you-
and cast mage armor on myself?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
So I mean that's why like you have dual wielder and sharpshooter
Gotcha.
as your feats. So you pick up either a hand axe and a javelin, 2 hand axes, 2 javelins, whatever, and that's like the core of what you should be doing. Is you should just be throwing shit.
Got it. And
Okay.
then I take one of each then.
Okay. All right. So that being said, you guys are now like here along the path of the Death Singer's domain. Summer lets you know that you should stay on the path as much as possible. But you need to escape to the north. She's not comfortable traveling through the Death Singer's domain without the Death Singer present, and as such, cautions that you should take a detour. So if you guys can go ahead and start progressing through. If you want to make some sort of turn order, you may.
Should we
I would
just
like
roll
to be
initiative?
in the front. I still
Yeah.
can't move my token.
Right click a token. Oh, okay, right. You guys need to add your tokens because the ones that you have were not ones that were. And turn. Add,
There it is.
add turn. All right. I figured out how to do the initiative.
Nice.
I don't want to go first.
Well, I mean, just hang tight. I'm waiting for Paul to get his character on the screen.
Wait, where do you add your token?
Go to the characters and then drag your name onto the field.
Oh, okay. It still shows. Oh, weird. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and then add turn. All right, so everybody can go ahead and roll initiative now, and it should automatically work. Oh, only Paul's did it.
Because I clicked it, maybe?
Oh, it looks like everybody clicked it.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That one worked for Homer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I clicked on my token and then pressed it again.
Yeah, you have to click on your
Oh.
token.
Luckily, I got a worse roll. Yay!
Excellent. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and put everybody's in. So.
Okay.
Uh,
But that's good to know for the future.
yes. You should be up here. And there. Okay. All right. So Madame Beldam has the initiative, or has the lead in the initiative here. So Summer's words were that you should stick to the path as much as possible. That with the Death Singer missing, the dead will be restless.
I appreciate that she is off the track.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's just expecting us to go ahead without her?
No,
No.
but we'll get there. Like there just wasn't enough space, and she should be trailing. So we'll put it
Gotcha.
like that.
Didn't she suggest a detour?
Yes, she said rather than traveling directly through the Death Singer's domain, with her discomfort being here, she wants to take a path north, which isn't really a shortcut, but will take you out of the Death Singer's domain faster, and you can then circle back around to the path that you had originally intended to take.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I think we should heed her warning.
Agreed.
I
No, I'm
nod.
fine with that.
So do we need to move our tokens along then, or?
Mm-hmm. So it's Madame Beldam, and then, shit,
Zand.
yeah, then Petalin, then Thame, and then
Maybe I'm not understanding our map then. I thought this was the domain.
this is part of the Death Singer's domain.
So basically, we need to go up and around this curvy bit
Ba-
on
this-
the north side.
You
or-
guys need to. Your goal is to make it up here.
Oh, okay.
Mm,
Yeah, I'll just be.
being a clothy person, I'd rather not run up front.
Mm-hmm.
Clothy person.
Squishy.
So can
I'm
I?
gonna stick next to this Zan guy. I like how many blades he carries.
He is a walking armor.
Can I defer my turn?
Sure.
Do we have to stick to the turn order right now?
I
Or would
yes.
you prefer it? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, then I'll just be walking up and like looking around very suspiciously.
Okay. Did I ever put your speed on your character sheet?
Let me check. Where is it?
I did not put your speed on here. There. It is now.
Is that under bio? Where
No,
is
it's,
that?
It's on the main page. It's at the very front. There's like armor class initiative speed.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll just be moving forward at a
Okay.
slow pace, just kind of.
Petalin.
I'm going to follow at a healthy distance of maybe about 10 feet.
Okay. So why don't you 10 feet.
Yep.
Then we have Thame.
I'm gonna walk here. Can I do just a perception check to see
Sure.
if I notice anything to be
Yeah,
wary of,
absolutely.
maybe?
Yeah. So with an 18 perception, as you're looking around, you notice that many of the stuff, like obviously this place has been dilapidated and run down for a long time. Most of the, there's cobwebs everywhere. There's dust covering the stones. But there are a few places where the stones are piled up that looks rather fresh, like something recently moved them.
Can you ping like an area where I would have noticed
Sure.
this?
Sure. Let's say this one. And where? Right there.
Okay, I just make a mental note of it then.
Sure.
Since I'm also looking around, could I roll perception?
Absolutely. This place has been worn down for some time. It's obviously like nobody lives here because they couldn't. However, you're pretty sure that you can make out clear human footprints.
Oh, like
Or
lean
human
down at
esque.
the prints
Sure. I mean,
and sort of
The-
just examine them, not because I'm looking for anything, just to.
booted footprints have come through here probably within the last week or so.
I'll point them out.
Okay. So Zand is uniquely handicapped. And as you guys may discover soon, he's without a tongue. So if he were to talk, with that, can't use the tongue. So mostly it's going to be grunts and pointing from him. And every time he does, Summer probably chuckles a little bit. A bit of cold bitch.
Summer's a good gal, that one.
Yeah, she's a little bit of a cold teen bitch without the teen yet. Anyway, all right. So now we have Egg.
Yeah, I'm gonna be walking directly north,
Okay.
so that's where I'm going to be looking for this perception check as
Okay.
I travel up. But
Sure.
I don't think I'm gonna see anything.
Yeah, so as you pass through the rubble into the home, is that? as
Yeah,
far
that's
as
where
you're
I'm going.
Okay.
Yes.
You pass through the rubble into the home, and you're pretty sure that this was at one point in time an inn. Some of the, just the way that the broken down tables inside are aligned and things of that nature just kind of make you feel like this was a dirt floored inn. So something like a little bit of a crossroads, maybe for a farming village, where if somebody stopped in, they would have a place literally just to have a roof over their head. As you get to the center, I'm going to need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
All right.
Seven. So your perception being somewhat lacking, it's of no surprise that you didn't notice the hand reach from the earth and grasp at your ankles. A small pit opens beneath you, and you sink down to your waist, and you feel that you're being clawed and grasped at by the creature within, as it attempts to pull itself free of the earth. Having triggered this, the piles that were noticed earlier also begin to rumble and become unearthed.
Emerge.
Yeah. The creatures emerge from within.
I let out a "Ah!"
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
So you aren't injured, you weren't hurt, but you are in a pit of dirt up to your waist. So let's just consider that you'll have to spend an action to get out of the pit next turn.
Okay.
And if anything happens to you now, you are at disadvantage.
Okay.
Or they would have advantage on attack. Okay. So let me. There. And we're done.
What is that? Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
All right. And that means I need to add turn. Are you guys okay with shared enemy turns?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay, just for the sake of convenience.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That would be there. Okay. So yes, 4 creatures rise from the dirt. Obviously, long since dead. Their flesh, if they have any, is hanging off of them or hanging off their bones. Any hair that's there is wispy and basically non-existent. And I mean, no, they don't groan. They don't have vocal cords. They just rise from the earth, grasping and clawing and staring at you with hollow eye sockets. The initiative belongs to Madam
Top of the
Bubba.
round.
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, I need to move Summer. Move here. There.
Hmm. Man, I don't want to blow good spells this early. I suppose Egg is in considerable danger being right next to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I will move up here because I'm guessing that, excuse me, ping, that's actual wall.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm in a pit of trouble.
just a little bit. Just a wee bit.
Now go ahead and face the, I'm guessing, zombie
Sure. Call it that.
who is attacking Egg,
Mm-hmm.
for lack of a better term at the moment. And go ahead and cast a charged firebolt.
Okay. That does hit.
Weak sauce.
All right. He the rotted flesh isn't quite as flammable as fresh, fatty, nice, regular to burn flesh would be. And any clothing that he was wearing is long since deteriorated and decayed to the point where it's not really flammable either. However, it does singe and burn a nice hole through the chest where it hits, and the creature, obviously dead, doesn't seem to mind that much. Just more of a thud. It might even look down before looking back over at its quarry. All right, Zand. You have the initiative.
So I've never used ranged combat. How does it go?
Well, I mean, so as a throw barb, you still use strength. Like all of your stuff is set up where you just click it. And because you have sharpshooter, you don't ever incur a range penalty as long as you're throwing within your range.
What is range? Like, how do I know what the
let
range
me
is?
pull him up. It should be in there. If you click the little wheel on any of the attacks. Did somebody just move around a bunch?
No.
Or was that just roll 20 flipping out?
I don't see anyone moving.
Okay, roll 20 flipped out. So yeah, if you click the wheel, you can see it should show you the range. Of course, all of those weapons can be used in melee combat as well.
Okay.
And just
It's going on outside right now, so I'm going to mute myself.
all right, sure.
Yeah, okay. So I'm just, can I throw both weapons at the same time?
Yes. So, but if you throw both, you have to use offhand for the second one, because you don't get to add your strength bonus to the second one.
Oh, I see. Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna throw the axe at the
Sure.
that one,
Which one?
the one that's endangering our friend.
Okay. Swing
Well,
away.
friend's a strong word right now, but yeah,
Mhm. Okay. Traveling companion.
Yeah.
I can just click it, right?
You should just be able to click. That's a hit.
And then I just click that to damage. Yeah.
All right. That's- Why did all of his bubbles disappeared? Okay. Are you gonna throw your javelin as well?
No.
No. All right.
I mean, if you think,
I mean, that's
I should.
also so really what you're looking at is you want to use sharpshooter as well, especially when raging, just because you have all of these bonuses to throwing weapons or bonuses to your attacks that you can get a monstrous amount of damage if you feel confident that you can hit the thing you're trying to attack. Obviously you want to do that on the first attack, not the second one, so it's too late this time.
I
But
see.
yeah, I mean you're set up to throw to throw as much as possible.
Gotcha.
So your regular attack action throws the hand axe, and then your bonus action is throwing the javelin in your left hand.
Gotcha. All right, then let's do that. And
Sure.
that's when I just click the offhand.
offhand. Yes.
Gotcha.
All right, not a crit, but that's a hit. 5 more. So the axe just thuds into the flesh of the decaying, rotting, dead thing, and is buried into it like its collarbone. Meanwhile, the javelin sails through, catches a back rib, and rattles around a little bit, making a almost music in a sickening sort of way, as it bounces around the ribs. And Pedalin, you have the initiative.
Did it die?
No, it's still alive.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
It is a spongy flesh creature.
Gross.
It's got plenty to lose.
Porno's gonna
Little-
make replicas of it.
A little moist.
Ew.
Yee.
We're gonna feel its skin a bit squishy.
So squishy.
Okay, I think Cause I can't really see the one that's attacking Egg because of this wall here, right?
Correct.
Okay. So I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon
Okay.
for right here.
All right. We need to get you. What is your weapon?
Well, last time it was a big mace.
Okay. What do you want this time?
We can stick with the mace. These guys look pretty squishy.
All right. And then gotta
I
need.
should do.
Gotta give you control of it.
Mm.
Controlled by Pedalin.
Boop.
There you go.
Okay.
Can you guys see the nameplate on it?
No.
No? No. That's too bad.
Well, it was
Oh,
attacking
oh,
this
here
one.
we go. Here we go. Now can you guys see it?
Yeah.
There you go.
Spirit
All right.
mace.
Give me this one.
Sure. And you rolled a 9, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a hit.
Hey!
Oh, 8 force damage, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So it takes a nice fatty chunk and just, maybe a piece of its neck comes off, and you can see the splinters of the collarbone and spine where she's just like smashed into it, wedging out a compound fracture style. It's still standing though, and doesn't let out any sort of cry of pain or anything.
And then can I see this one? Or is
No.
that wall in the way?
No, you guys can only just make out that something is there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're not gonna move or anything?
I think not. I kind of like that there's I kind of like that Zand is out front there, kind of blocking
Sure.
them from coming at me. So I'm just gonna kind of
Okay.
stay here.
All right. So, that being said, does your spirit mace get attacks of opportunity?
I think we just talked about this last time. I think the answer is no.
I need to know.
Let's double check real quick.
The fireworks stopped.
Spiritual weapon?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a special day in Jersey?
I had no idea.
The Flyers just got eliminated from the playoffs, so
That's a
Don't
pretty
think
big
that's
day.
why-
no, it does not.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
that's
It
what I
doesn't
thought.
flank or get attack of opportunity.
That's kind of too bad.
Mm-hmm. Just gonna walk on. Oh nope.
The disrespect walking right through it.
Yep.
Rude.
Doesn't seem to care. And then, from behind the wall, steps an armored creature that appears to have a little bit more focus behind its glowing red eyes.
Uh-oh.
This one is wielding a weapon, a large longsword, and you can see that it has a longbow strapped across its back. Perhaps an adventurer that fell here long ago. You can't entirely be sure. As he steps out, he draws his bow as he moves, knocks an arrow, and lets fly at the largest target that he can see. In this case, Zan.
Sorry, Pendleton. I'm just kidding.
What is your armor class?
Am I technically dual wielding?
I think he's 16.
All right. I think I had you guys set up with this. Is HP green or red?
Green, generally.
It's green.
Okay. I
Alright,
couldn't remember. I
yeah,
couldn't
it's green.
remember how had you guys set up.
I already set mine up.
Okay. And then blue is AC. All right. Can you guys set that up on all of your sheets?
Oh, you want blue AC? Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Am I technically dual wielding right now?
You are no wielding right now because you
Okay.
threw both of your weapons and haven't had a chance to draw anything new.
Got it.
So, So he lobs and he fires an arrow and it sails past. Maybe honestly, your skin is so thick with muscle that the arrow probably just bounces off. It was poorly shot. It definitely doesn't find home or purchase. It might scratch you at the worst, but it clatters harmlessly off the wall of the dilapidated building. However, he knocks a second arrow and fires again. This one punches right through your calf.
Just let out a grunt.
You take 3. Is it 3? Oh, 5 damage. All right.
I think this game is done.
Yeah.
4-0.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I was like, but we just started the battle. What are you talking about?
All right. Egg is going to take an attack as the creature attempts to just slam its full weight into you. As you're still buried halfway through the pit, he does have advantage. He does find a way to slip past the protection of your armor, even. Maybe a jagged, fractured bone punctures and slams into you as you take 3 damage.
Ow.
And then lastly, Zand takes another as the creature attempts to slam him. However, it just completely fails as its spine almost snaps as it rears back to throw itself into you. And it just kind of looks like an old man who's pulled his back out, holding itself there for a moment. And no attack comes at all. Thame, you have the initiative.
Okay. I see Zan throw his weapons, and I take that as a cue to just kind of push through the softies here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll run up here. And the axe that's embedded in him, I'm gonna take the handle of and just try to use it as leverage. I hold onto it with one hand, and the other hand just comes up to punch him right in the face.
Okay, so you're trying to line him up for a shot.
Exactly, hold him still for a second.
Yeah. All right. I'll give you a circumstantial +2 to your attack for that.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's a hit.
Okay. And then using martial arts, I come up with the other hand. I just kind of bring it back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a hit.
Okay.
You're pounding this poor defenseless dead man. What did he ever do to you?
There goes the good rolls, by the way.
He was just trying to give Egg a hug.
Yeah.
It's not his fault the bones were sticking out.
That was a one pointy hug.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was supposed to add the damage onto it.
I think you have to check a box for
Click.
that. Yeah, if you click the
click it
bone
again.
knuckle in chat.
Oh, right.
It
Okay.
shouldn't.
So
There you
that, and then this is unarmed.
Okay. Yeah, your flesh sinks in, or your fists sink into his flesh easily, just wet mud with that
Gross.
same sort of slurp. And thankfully any organs inside have long since rotted away, but as you pull your fists away from the punch and leave gaping holes in him, your skin is covered in decay.
Gross.
Thankfully, he seems to stagger for a moment, but doesn't fall. He
Okay.
is still standing, just barely.
Okay.
Egg, you have the initiative.
Can I attack while in this pit?
At
Or do I have
disadvantage,
to
yes.
At disadvantage?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go for it.
All right.
I try to just run him through with my halberd.
You can turn disadvantage on, so it does it automatically.
How do I do that?
So if you open your character sheet,
Yes.
just click disadvantage.
Where
There's
is that?
normal, advantage, and disadvantage. for above your
Gotcha.
speed.
There you go. 14 does hit. And 6. All right. Means I need to. Okay, so it's. All right. So you run him through, and I mean it's gross. I mean you take chunks out, and like at this point you're basically looking at a walking spine that somebody has draped skin over in some fashion.
Gross.
You're pretty sure that it should be dead, but somehow the creature is still standing.
Can I use my bonus action for my pommel?
What is the requirement on that?
It's just if I've hit.
Oh yeah, then go ahead.
If I think I've attacked. So that was my roll for that.
10 hits.
Okay.
All right, and then that's
So I run it through, and then I bring it all the way up.
yeah.
to
So
smack him with the pommel.
Let's say you beat him right in the skull, and I mean it just cracks like an eggshell. If there were brain matter inside, that's where it'd be. Instead, it's just maggots and dust and worms that fly through the building. This thing is missing 3/4 of its head now, yet somehow still standing.
All right.
All right. Summer just lets out the most girlish shriek, just like ew, and takes a few steps back in behind the building. Both of her silent sons move to flank on either side of her.
Respect.
And then Zane, do you have the initiative? Why do some of your characters
Wait.
have?
Why'd you skip me?
Oh,
yeah,
did
you
I?
skipped. Yeah.
Oh, I had already gone to you, and I just didn't call you out. Sorry.
Oh,
Madam
because summer, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Madam Beldam, you had the initiative.
So I will go ahead and cast Shatter here,
Okay.
and then 10-foot radius should hit all 3 of those.
Mm-hmm.
So I raise my hands and clap them together
Mm-hmm.
as a loud boom emanates near the corpses,
Sure.
and that'll be a Constitution saving throw.
And then 22 and 9. So 17, 22, and then
Well, let's just actually roll it.
Yep.
It does. Okay.
So 10.
And then half
the-
damage to ones who pass the saving throw.
So it's thunder damage, not sonic damage. Okay.
No, and my spell save was 12. Oh, it's up there. All right.
Okay. So it's an electricity attack. All right, that's what I was trying to figure out. What's the spell description?
A sudden loud ringing noise, painfully intense, erupts from a point of your choosing within range. Creature takes 3d8 thunder damage on a failed save and half as much on a successful one. A creature made of inorganic materials such as stone or crystal or metal has a disadvantage on this saving throw.
Oh, okay. That's what I needed to know. All right. So, the armored undead creature and the one beside it seemed less affected. However, the sonic reverberations and the dilapidated wall do not mix well together, and the wall here crumbles and falls, toppling over on top of the creature itself.
Hey.
It is partially buried in stone and takes Well, presumably some damage from the quake. That's your turn?
And that'll do it.
All right, Zen.
So is my bonus action, or as a bonus action, can I take out my?
You can draw as part of an attack action, and because you have the dual wield feat, you can draw 2 weapons as part of an attack action.
Okay. What about the warhammer?
If you want to use the warhammer, you just draw it.
So what do you? Oh, wait. What do you mean by part of an attack action?
So if you say I want to attack blank, that's your attack action. So you have a move action, an attack action, and a bonus action.
Mhm.
As part of your attack action, you can draw up to 2 weapons.
Okay.
And
And
if
that's
you,
just. There's
Yeah,
no extra.
no, you just do that.
Okay. That's what I was wondering. Essentially, I was wondering if I could draw and then attack.
Mm-hmm.
And do I have to use an action to activate rage?
What does rage say? It should say on there.
I'll let you.
Thought it was a bonus action to enter rage. Enter rage is a bonus action, yes. So
Okay.
it does consume your bonus action to enter rage.
That's okay. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and rage
Okay.
and take out my warhammer and smash the zombie in front of me.
Okay.
Let's see, so.
Whoa.
Sorry, I'm just reading all of the things that I
Yeah,
need to add.
Yeah, when you get mad, a lot's happen.
So I just before even drawing my weapon, I just yell into the air.
Yeah. Go Super Saiyan.
I go Super Saiyan.
Tongueless Super Saiyan.
You don't need a tongue to go Super Saiyan, fortunately.
That's true. It's true.
So yeah, I think I just get bonuses on damage, nothing for actual attack.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
Unless you want to do the reckless attack or whatever.
That's only unranged.
What? When you make your first attack on your turn, you may attack recklessly.
Is that under...
Not sharpshooter, reckless attack.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, we're doing that.
It's a better attack, but it opens you up more, is the
Yeah.
trade-off.
Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, I'm gonna do reckless attack, and
Okay.
then so I get advantage on attack. And alright, so warhammer.
Okay, 14 hits.
And then I get +2
For raging, yeah.
plus 1d6 plus 2.
Mm-hmm.
So we're at +4. What? Go. When I click on... There we go. Oh, God, it might roll more than once if it was lagging.
Right. Oh, yeah.
There it goes.
So
So yeah,
oh, Jesus. All
I
right,
only
so
clicked it 3 times.
that 12.
Yeah, of
All
course.
right, and then roll your 1d6, and then we'll add just roll 1d6 plus 4. And you can do that by typing /r 1d6 plus 4.
So that is 19 damage.
All
Yeah.
right. That is
Or yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Okay. I need to.
And
Oh,
that'd be
yeah,
bludgeoning.
Yeah, that fails. So you bring the warhammer down like you're driving a nail, and the head goes through the body. Like you hit the top of the head, it disconnects from the spine, gets driven through the entire body, and by the time you get to the ground, it is like a hammer to a watermelon, just splat, and the two halves of the body just kind of begin to fall apart, and it's very dead. And there. Because there's no real good way to
Yeah.
it's dead. Okay.
There's no squished picture.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, no, I don't think so.
And it can move as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really see a reason. Never mind.
Okay. Pedalin, you have the initiative.
Okay, is this a warrior zombie over here that's trapped under the wall? He's like trapped, like he can't move.
He's like, yeah, he's like half buried.
Okay. Alrighty, I think for my action, I'm gonna cast Hold Person on this guy
Okay.
right here, so he's not going anywhere.
Is that charged or uncharged?
Charged.
Okay.
That. Say. Oh, yeah. Okay. And then. And as my bonus action, the Spirit Mace is gonna come over
Mm-hmm.
to our
Well,
friend. Sorry?
So you cast Hold Person, and now
Yeah.
I'm having to read a whole bunch. I just need to know what your saving throw is.
For what?
What do I need to save? Hold
Wisdom.
Person. Yeah. Yes. What is the DC?
That's a good.
You should have spell save DC.
On the spell description?
On your character sheet. Go to this. Like, it's on. I just moved you over to the spell. No, on here, on this page.
Yeah.
Do you see it? Spell save DC. Top of the page, in the middle.
Oh, 14.
Thank you. So that's what I need, because that's what I have to save against. Okay. All right. Must succeed and will be paralyzed for duration. On success spell. Okay, so you cast your spell of Hold Person.
Mhm.
All right.
And that is my bonus action. I want to try to smash or smush or whatever portion of our adventure is sticking out from underneath the wall.
So you're gonna whack them all.
Yeah.
All right.
So. That.
The Spirit Mace takes an overhead swing, emulating the tongueless barbarian. 19 is a hit, and 9 for the damage. All right. Is that it?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. So the creature itself claws its way out of the stone rubble, now missing an arm, and so it forgoes the longbow, and just as it claws itself out, it draws its longsword into one hand. Let's see, 1, 2, and moves up to stop Thame, but no attack. My undead flesh beast, who is fond of hugs, attempts to give Egg another. Raising both arms and just going for a big old rotten flesh traditional haven't seen you in 10 years. Oh my god, it's been so long. Welcome to my bosom bear hug.
Adorable.
And this is a critical hug. I mean, he just hits all the right spots, and all of those jagged bones from being poked and stabbed and punched.
Can I change that to a 1?
Yeah, sure. So he's going for this critical hug, And through some form of fate, as though it were foretold, he seems to recall something in his past life. In fact, maybe he even died trying to give somebody a hug because he wasn't looking both ways when crossing the road and got run over by a wagon. And he just stops in his tracks.
He's a little hesitant in his hug.
Yeah, just and by the time he remembers what he was doing, Egg has long since twisted and moved out of the oncoming onslaught of bone.
Just lean back.
Mm-hmm. All right.
It's like those movies, like the thing gets really, really close and then just doesn't hit.
All right. Do that. All right. So. Oh wait, this one's dead.
Yeah, it's dead.
Yep.
Okay. Forgot about that. All right, then he would have moved here. Okay. So seeking
just-
Wait,
vengeance.
what about the one that I've got hold person on?
Oh, it didn't work. I never said it worked.
What?
Also, question:
Answer.
does them moving into our range give attack of opportunity?
No, it's only when they move out
Out of?
of. So if he
Gotcha.
moved like here. So moving into your range, because otherwise they would get attacks of opportunity on you getting close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
so
couldn't remember what the
Yeah.
rule was on that was,
Yeah.
but cool.
it's the other
And
way.
he gets advantage.
Oh, actually, I do have my polearm mastery trait. If they enter my reach, they do provoke opportunity attacks.
Okay.
My reach is 10.
Okay.
Oh, so this guy is within range technically.
Yeah. If you want to make your disadvantaged A of O. Oh, 19.
Beautiful.
That is a hit.
As you're in the ground, you're like,
Just
ah! You've activated my trap.
Pokes through the legs of Thame. As if he's sprouting a metallic dick. Bonk.
Below Thame's legs and then come up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Hitting
right.
Thame.
Oh,
Hope you don't overswing. Let's see the damage.
All right, I have to click.
I was gonna help you out, but you seem to be doing better down there than on your feet, so maybe we'll leave you there.
All right. So the first time now that this creature has been struck, you have a feeling that you got a good solid thwack between the legs, yet you feel almost a resistance, as though the blade of your halberd isn't quite cutting as it should. And then Zand, as we have another chronic hugger coming in. Unfortunately for him, he just doesn't have the aim, and
even an advantage.
what he did. Oh, yeah. Even still,
Oh, jeez.
just unfortunately
I was
can't
ready
get
for
in.
it.
He can't get in there. I mean, he's trying, but you're duck, dodge, dipping, dodging, and diving, and no way the slam lands. He throws himself at you, and you just kind of step aside, or maybe even put an arm out and stop it. It's fairly pitiful. I mean, there's not a lot of energy left in these rotten muscles. And then Thame himself has the initiative.
All right, so he stabs the halberd through my legs,
Yeah.
and then after he does so, before he pulls it back completely, I use it to jump up and just swing as hard as I can down onto this guy's head.
Make an acrobatics check.
Okay. I'm just looking for it right there.
Okay. You leap into the air and come driving down. Unfortunately, despite the stunning display, the creature looks up at you in the air and steps to the side, and your fist meets earth and not bone.
Okay. Angered by this, I do Fury of Blows.
Okay.
Hit him twice.
You do hit him twice. So let's say, I mean, you can narrate if you want to, but in my head, you land on your fist and hold it in like a one-handed handstand, and then just spin kick the shit out of him.
Sure, yeah, I'm down with that. So I do this for damage,
Okay.
and then because of this, you have to make a dex save.
Okay.
So 12.
Does your flurry of blows count as magic yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
One day.
And, yeah. Well, I can't remember what level it is. I
It's
just know
next
that.
level.
Okay. And then dex saving throw.
Of 12.
All right. We are knocked prone.
All right. I like him on his side there.
Mm.
And that is it.
All right. Egg, you have the initiative.
All right, I'm just holding my whole arm like I'm a Tuscan Raider. And I'm gonna slash at this.
It's only a
zombie in
move
front of
action to
me.
get out. By the way.
Nope.
I mean,
He's
Look,
doing way
I've come
better
this
down
far.
there.
all right. 23 is a hit. All right. Let's see. That's okay, finally. you take the spine out and the top half just crumples over from like almost on top of you, and then the legs just stay standing there for a few moments before collapsing. And let's say you've done it. You have murdered it. Remurdered it.
So now that it's dead, can I use my move action to get out of the hole?
Yeah.
Yes, I will then. Now that it's dead, my honor has been sated. I will
Okay.
pick myself up.
All right. You need to move to any adjacent square.
Whoops. Wrong thing. Boop.
We'll just... There. All right.
And then I dust myself off.
Sure. All right. Summer, seeing that things or peering around the corner and seeing that things that maybe going better than she thought they would, decides to come out a little bit, still flanked by both the sons. She nervously begins to hum.
Well, that's not annoying.
It's battle music.
All right. At the top of the initiative, you can gain +1 to any one roll on your turn. Everybody.
Hey!
Madam Beldam, you have the initiative.
Would I gain advantage for attacking a prone enemy?
I
I think that's melee only.
Yeah, I think it's melee only. If it's ranged, it's actually harder for you to hit.
That's annoying.
Information prone.
Isn't there like when you melee, it's an advantage hit and an auto
Either
crit?
because they're not down or because they throw themselves down. They're prone. You can drop prone. Standing up, take the effort. Move an equal half your speed. You can do a whole bunch of shit. Actions in combat. How about the condition? Only movement option is to crawl unless it stands up and it's a condition. Disadvantage on attack rolls. An attack roll against the creature has advantage if you're within 5 feet. Otherwise, it's disadvantage. Okay, there you go. So you have advantage if
That's
you're within
lame.
5 feet, and disadvantage if you're not. There's still this one.
Yeah, but I've already committed to the other one.
What?
I mean, I've got practically a wall in front of me, so not too concerned about the other one. So I'll go ahead and move closer to
Okay.
try and get the finishing blow with a supercharged firebolt.
Okay.
Good lord.
An 11 does not hit.
I will use a lucky point.
That was just stubbornness that kicked
A,
in.
a
Yes.
14 does hit.
All right. So I have to custom roll on this one because it's supercharged.
So, any semblance of clothing or flesh that remains on the creature is completely incinerated and burned away. Its bones are blackened and charred. However, the fierce, demonic red light of its eyes does not wink out. If anything, it glares at you with hatred. And
I wish to squish it.
Zand has the initiative. All
I
right.
wish to squish
Attempt to squish.
with reckless attack.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's that's a hit. Almost a crit.
Almost a crit. What did we add? What did we
And then
decide we added again?
it's 1d6 plus 4.
Right.
Nice.
So
14.
14. All right, that's oh. All right. So you attempt to do much the same as you did last time. And the hammer definitely catches it in the skull, and I mean, there isn't a skull left when you're done. However, it's still standing somehow. Headless, probably missing a good chunk of what used to be its torso. I mean, when that much muscle meets that little resistance, there's really like the hammer goes through this thing basically. But the back of its ribcage and spine are keeping it standing, and it's still, has its murderous intent.
It doesn't even have a head.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
It's missing a head and a warhammer's width worth of its chest cavity.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I look over at Zan to just say, annoying, isn't it?
You just hear a growl.
So I'm just gonna let you know what you could. Something else you could have done here is you can swing one-handed, then draw and throw an axe at it, or even draw an attack with your hand axe in the future.
Oh,
Because you still have that bonus action that's not being used.
okay.
Um,
That's good to know.
and you can wield the warhammer with one hand because it's a
Oh.
versatile weapon.
Oh,
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought I had
like-
a different Warhammer.
No, it's versatile, so it's one or two-handed.
Badass. Okay.
Okay. So that makes it Pedalin's initiative.
Okay, I am so frustrated that I couldn't hold
Yeah.
it.
Don't forget about that +1 that you guys had.
Yeah. So I'm
Right.
gonna move forward to about here,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to slash at its knees with my dagger.
Okay.
See if I can't get it to fall over.
All right.
Adorable.
So mad. Just, ah!
Okay. Let's see. Well, somehow the angry half gnome does it. Just fucking Achilles tendons this thing. Stabs a dagger through the back of its knee, and it just crumples. Like whatever life force was sustaining it is just like, fuck it, I'm done. I don't even have a head. It's enough.
I just laugh at the scene of the little thing doing what the big guy couldn't.
Yeah, just goes in there and goes down it goes.
That's so good.
Ha
All right.
still has her spirit mace, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
don't think I can move it all the way over to where the
It's
guy
it's
is
15 feet.
15 feet, so I think that's
it's
like
just-
what, right?
See?
Yeah.
Oh,
You're good.
right here?
Yep.
Okay, then I'll take a swing at the prone. Is that with disadvantage?
No, it's with advantage. It's within 5 feet.
Oh, okay, cool. Cool.
That does it. You smash what's left of the bones there, and nothing
Yeah.
remains.
Double kill.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
So with all foes apparently eliminated, Summer's humming comes to a quiet stop, and the feeling of calm, easiness that had overcome you in the last 6 seconds fades. She hurries up to Zand and tugs on his arm and says, "We have to go. We have to go. The Death Singer isn't here."
I assume it'd take a second for me to get over my rage.
You can end it as a bonus action, so it takes like 3 seconds.
Okay. So I'll like push it like forward for like a second,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll stop and turn towards her and nod.
Everybody would have heard her. I mean, shaky little girl voice, just like, "Have to go."
Go which way, Summer? Which way?
She frantically points north and says, "Where I said! We have to go!"
Oh,
Well, where's your Death Singer? Why isn't he here?
I don't know. Now is not the time for
I
questions.
start walking as
mo-
she's talking.
She motions for Nathan and mounts up on the horse and just like bolts as fast as that horse will go.
Rude?
And the two boys just wordlessly sprint after her.
I'll do the same.
Okay.
yeah.
I guess
And
we're
we're
heading north.
sprinting.
So as you guys are moving through Death Singer territory towards what she claims is the end of it, the earth occasionally trembles, and you can definitely hear the rumbling and just disturbance of like massive amounts of ground being moved or pushed aside, like beside you, behind you, around you, but thankfully not in front of you. And you know, she's like, it's this way, it's this way. At one point, the horse stumbles for a moment, but seems to catch itself, and maybe 10 feet behind you, you see a monstrous geyser of earth just get shoved into the air, and I mean a huge skeletal claw, maybe 30 feet across, just rips itself out of the ground. But maybe 10 feet away, you guys are in a spot where she stops and just stands still and turns around to look and says, "This is safe. This is safe." You're on a small path